What's going on today, guys? Massive world record here. I stumbled upon something interesting the other day. Beat making speedrunning. And no, I'm not talking about Simon SERVIDA remaking Soulja Boy's Crank That in the quickest time possible.
Oh, yes. Wait, double check.
Now this video will not be for you if you have an IQ of 400, exactly 400. If it's higher or less than that, you can stay. If it's 400 though, get out now. Speedrunning is the action of someone generally completing a video game in the fastest time possible. People will figure out the fastest way to get through the game by using the fastest paths, the fastest hotkeys, skipping over areas that are unnecessary, using frame skips, whatever needs to be done to get to the fastest time possible. This has somehow extended its way into the world of music production as well too, with people making or recreating beats as fast as possible. I'm going to be analyzing the music production speedrunning community, and let me just say, this shit is a mess. I still can't tell if the community is serious or real. Now when I say community, I'm not sure if there's an actual community of people doing this, just the people I see speedrunning music production. I'm lumping them all together. There's serious videos, parody videos, videos that are remakes of beats that are pretending not to be. I'm gonna do my best to analyze what the fuck is going on here. Now there's no definitive way to understand exactly what is going on, so we're gonna have to work off context clues and common sense. So specifically, I saw this tweet which I think sparked an interesting debate and an interesting deep dive for me. What the fuck is going on with producers these days? These ends playing ranked FL Studio. Must be a new feature in FL Studio 21. Haven't heard of that one. Now this isn't completely new content. I think quite a few people know about it already, but I'm gonna present it to you as if it is new content. My goal here is to present to you a logical perspective of this phenomena and break down what is going on with it and why producers should not be intimidated by it. Now in this first video here, there was a guy making a pretty decent to good beat in 34 seconds, which may seem impossible at first look. And regardless of what I say in this video, I do think the producers doing this are talented. I don't know about you guys, but I think that was actually a pretty good beat. In 30 seconds though, sheesh. I think there's a lot more to the story though than what we're being presented here. If you look at his TikTok, it's basically full of the same sort of content, and I can see why. It performs really well. In fact, I might start doing it after this video. So you may notice as he's making the beat, he's not listening to it. You may notice that the instruments are already loaded up, with the sounds already picked, which I personally think would disqualify someone from an actual speedrun, but maybe that's the rules that are allowed. I don't really know what the exact rules are. I'm just going based off of what I see here. If I had to guess why this would be allowed, it would eliminate the possibility of your computer slowing down the run, because it would give people with better computers an advantage. If you've been making beats for longer than a few months though, you're definitely noticing there's something off with this clip already. And no, it's not that somebody is making a beat in 34 seconds. It's that it is almost definitely premeditated. Now we don't have complete confirmation on this, but it seems that way. At least to me, it's a beat that's already been made, is being remade again to appear as if it's somebody speedrunning making beats. There's no time to think about what is going to be made next. There's no time to even listen to it. And if you look at the comments on this Twitter post or in the TikToks, everybody's buying it. Nobody's not falling for it. Maybe a few people. And this is a very serious issue, guys. I'm kidding. I barely care, but I do see a few issues with it, especially for newer producers that might see this. Now I'm sure there are quite a few newer producers that see this and get intimidated, thinking that, wow, there's somebody out there making beats in 30 seconds and it sounds pretty good. There must be something wrong with me. Why even try producing when there's somebody making 100 beats a day apparently, and they sound pretty good? At least that's the world being presented to you through this content. I make 4,000 beats a day, and this is why you should quit producing. Posted with such captions as, "This is why I quit making beats. This is why I quit making beats. This is why I quit making beats." Now I know to some people it's obvious that this is just entertainment, that it's not that serious. I'm sure there's quite a few people that do not know that. Now if you look at the discourse surrounding this on Twitter or TikTok, basically everyone believes that this is somebody making a beat from scratch. This guy's the GOAT. this guy's a genius. He's playing FL Studio Ranked. Or there's people just straight up hating. And I'm sure people will say I'm a hater for making this video. There's nothing else I'd rather be condemned for. It's actually pretty hard to find a level-headed, realistic discussion surrounding this. Now, if you go over to his TikTok, this is clearly working really well. Just look at the numbers reflecting that. Yo, holy shit! He states in his TikTok that he makes 100 beats a day. Wait, it's actually 5,000 beats a month? Holy shit. Apparently this guy makes more beats than I drink ounces of water. If I even made 20 beats a day, I would be done for the rest of the year after that. Anyways, while browsing his TikTok, I did find one TikTok where he said that he was remaking his most famous beat, which implies to me that they're all remakes. Is that the truth though? I'll let you guys be the judge. But at least that's my interpretation of it. Anyways, this got my noggin jogging, so I decided to look into it some more. And I saw that Cody actually did a video with him. Basically, he put him to the test to see if he's really as fast as he portrays himself to be. In this video, he makes 3 different type beats on the spot, with Cody only telling him what type of beat it is at that moment. I do think it would have been better if he told him to make some more obscure type beats, because he asked him to make Lil Uzi type beats, Gunna, etc. Really mainstream shit. Also, to keep him more on his toes, he could have given him more specific parameters. Maybe having to utilize a more obscure sample or key, or maybe make him sample the Home Depot theme. Or Mr. Krabs walking. In this case here, all the beats took roughly 5 to 10 minutes each. Now you may say, okay, that's a pretty big discrepancy there. We're going from 10 minutes to 30 seconds. And this happened 3 times. Okay. Now I do think making a beat from scratch in 10 minutes is a lot more believable. In fact, I've even made beats in 10 minutes from scratch before. So I know that's more realistic. The beats he made in this video are actually pretty good and they fit the description pretty well. My favorite was the first beat. So nonetheless, this guy is a very talented producer in my opinion. The perspective I gained from this though is that the reality of somebody speedrunning making a beat is a lot different than it's being portrayed online. One thing that crossed my mind though after seeing this is that somebody making a beat in 10 minutes as a speedrun is not as interesting as somebody making it in 30 seconds. It's not interesting enough to go viral, it's not interesting enough to be shared or anything, which would explain why someone would be remaking beats and portraying them as being made for the first time on the spot. It's honestly a pretty genius marketing tactic. Anyways, seeing this speedrun got me looking into other speedruns of people making beats. This one is a guy named MARDIAL making a trap beat in a record of 2 minutes and 14 seconds. This is from over 2 years ago. This one seems a lot less premeditated to me. He didn't have presets preloaded. He actually had to cycle through a few of them to find one he liked. He possibly had the melody idea ready to go. It's impossible to tell for sure or not, but the melody itself isn't super impressive, so it is believable it was made on the spot.
Play.
It also lacks harmony in any form. He was also searching for drums manually as well too. And you wouldn't believe this, but he actually groups all the tracks together afterwards and slaps OTT on it. I'm not joking. Anyways, my analysis of this one is that this beat doesn't seem premeditated for the most part, due to the fact that it took longer and everything had to be found and there was cycling of presets and whatnot. The next one I found was from someone named TIGUAN with a record of 28.22 seconds.
So we're back at it again with another trap beat speedrun. Let's just get right into it. So I pulled on up the Purple Lullaby, but don't sleep on it. This melody's crazy.
This one definitely seemed premeditated to me, at least with the melody and instrument choice. What gave it away in particular to me was that he said, "Don't sleep on it. This melody is crazy," before even listening to it.
Don't sleep on it, this melody's crazy.
Okay, now we're gonna add in some closed hi-hats. Okay, that'll work. And we just need a snare now, so we're gonna click that in twice. Okay, finally, we're just gonna get that kick. Maybe let's put like 6 kicks in there.
Another thing I find interesting about this one is that there are no clicking sounds. Make of that whatever you will. To me, it seems like the face cam footage was recorded afterwards, possibly, if I had to guess.
Just keep it popping. Okay, now we need a bass, so I'm just gonna place that bass. We're gonna do a simple 3-note bass pattern. Let's drag that out. All right, drop it in the playlist. Let's see what we got. Oh, and that's a new record too.
Anyways, one thing I noticed while looking through these is that these videos are funny as fuck when they are giving commentary simultaneously, because it sounds like somebody having a panic attack. It really starts to border on parody.
Now we're just gonna copy that over one more time. We're gonna change that E to an A. Bam, C major 7, now an A minor 7. Let's go, okay.
I actually couldn't tell if this one was a parody or not. A lot of the clicks don't match up with what's actually happening, and it seems like he's having a seizure while doing it. Unless he's going so fast that reality cannot keep up with the sounds coming from his mouse. I found this one really funny. This guy was remaking Still Dre. Just the way he slams his shit down afterwards and dives into his bed. You can't make this shit up. I wasn't satisfied with this video ending here, so I decided to dig a bit further. I'm sure that there is probably an earlier beat speedrun than this, but the earliest one I could find was roughly 4 years ago. It's Y2K remaking his beat La La La, which was a collab with Baby No Money. He does so in 3 minutes, and it's clear in this video that it's a remake, maybe because it states it in the title, but this definitely could be optimized a bit more. He spends time searching for the sounds. He does the 808s in a way which is not the most efficient. It's not even labeled as being a speedrun, even though that's basically what it is. It actually doesn't even have a timer up. It does seem to have that goal in mind though, because everything is done pretty quickly.
When I popped off, then your girl gave me just a little bit of...
The next video I took a look at was coincidentally by BNYX. Didn't expect to see him here. He remakes the beat from A$AP Rocky's Fashion Killer in 53.2 seconds on Ableton using only the Ableton push. I think this was actually the first speedrun I saw that did not only use the computer and use the MIDI controller. What I love about this one is he definitely poured water on himself to make it appear as if he's sweating. He honestly probably could have optimized the time by another 10 to 20 seconds at least, as I noticed he replays the beat several times, and also he missed the stop button on the time. Now let's get into some really impressive ones that I found. The more I'm looking into this, the more I start to think that speedrunning beats is actually pretty impressive when it's not being played into that it's being created from scratch. This is a video from ZESTRO remaking Tank by Playboi Carti in 7.46 seconds. It's definitely a very simple beat. I can see why this one was done so quickly. I also don't know if this time could be beat because it looks like everything is being done with optimum precision. Everything is done in first click and the run looks so optimized. It's also very fitting that you hear a Discord sound in the background, because why wouldn't music production speedrunners be on Discord? The more I'm watching these, the more I'm starting to realize there might be a lot of ways to fake these runs. Not that these are fake, but it just started getting me thinking about it. You could easily just speed up the video file and then put a timer over it. Then my suggestion to fix it was originally to have people record a face cam with it, but you could also just do that and add it in post. I think the difference between speedrunning beats and speedrunning video games is that DAWs are much more static than video game graphics. It's a lot harder to edit together video game runs than it would be to speed up your DAW or to splice together different DAW takes. So it could be much more easily manipulated. I found another one from this guy named ZOEV that was also pretty funny. He takes 26 seconds to make a beat and all he does is drag in splice loops. Now what I find so funny about this is there's actual legitimate speedruns that are like 1/3 the time of this. This is still slower than the Playboi Carti ones, and this is still slower than Simon Servida's new time on the Soulja Boy remake, which is 19 seconds.
No, don't tell it. Please tell me I got it.
You may remember I mentioned Simon Servida in the beginning. When I originally started recording this video, he had a time of 37.39 seconds on Soulja Boy's Crank That, and just while I was working on this video, he posted a new one about how he did it in 19 seconds. Overall, this is probably one of the stupidest topics I've ever done a video on, but I did research on it, I did the digging, it's turning into a video. There's definitely some value in beat making speedruns themselves. It really must help you master your shortcuts and how to be efficient. I'm sure there's also value in remaking these beats through the speedruns because it teaches you how a specific song works and why it works. And you're reinforcing the concepts in your head by remaking it for a faster time. The more you memorize how these beats are made, the more you learn why they work, and therefore how music works. Another thing I've picked up from these videos is I'm almost positive FL Studio is the most optimized option for this. The drum sequencer and piano roll are clearly superior in FL. Now, is this something you should do all the time? Hell no. And I don't think the first person I showed even advocated for this, although Cody did bring this up to him in the video he made with him.
Bro, are you sending beats out like this? Is this how you make beats you send out?
Nah, this is like, I literally don't
You take your time, right?
Yeah, I take my time.
Overall, the conclusion I have today is that beat making speedruns are not usually what they appear to be. So when you see that, just remember it's just content. How do you guys personally feel about beat making speedruns? Is this insanity? Is it clearly a joke? Is there something wrong with me for seriously analyzing these? Overall, while making this video, I do feel like it's pretty stupid, so do not take it too seriously. And just remember, if you see someone making a beat in 30 seconds, it's almost definitely bullshit, especially if it's a good beat. If you press the like button on this video, I will press charges on you. If you made it to the end of the video, comment, please drop the charges weaver down below. Check out my second channel if you haven't. I upload more frequently there. Some people say it's better. I'll link to it in the description. I'm gonna link to all the videos I reacted to today as well. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time.
Bang Incorporated.